Aloha, Scott Sylavn Bell coming live from Sacramento, California, February 18, 2017, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales. And this question I get a lot. I've never put it on video, and I figured I'm going to shoot a video about this. And the question was, can introverts be in sales? And the answer is absolutely. But there are some challenges. So I'm going to give you some insight into my life. I'm highly introverted. There's a lot of times where I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to be around people, but I can close sales. And I'm going to let you a little bit further in my life. I have a hearing problem. So if I'm in a room and there's a ton of noise, like if I go to a mixer, right? So there's a bunch of business people from a bunch of different places and they're all talking. I can't distinguish the noise from these people over here from the noise from these people over here. And like, it just sounds like roar to me. So I get anxiety. And so when I'm in a room full of people like that, it's the worst situation for me, okay? But like on a day like today, it's all cloudy and gloomy. I want to go home and I want to go type and I want to shoot YouTube videos, right? I have introvert, like we all have traits. I have an introvert trait. But I'll tell you that there's times where I know I need to turn it on and I know I need to be an extrovert. So there's a yin and yang, there's a balance for this. The cool thing about a lot of introverts that you may not think of is an introvert can sit there and listen and be attentive to the person that they're with. Where a danger of an extrovert is they tend to overtalk people and they overdo what they're supposed to do with the people they meet. And if you have two introverts that meet, it's a tug of war. It's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you have two introverts that meet, the danger is that they not talk. They don't have a conversation. They don't know how to have that interaction between them. So for you, if you're an introvert and you're like, hey, do you really think that I can do sales? Absolutely. You just don't know. There's a couple of areas that you should be concerned about. I wouldn't necessarily say pitfalls, but there's a couple of areas that you should be concerned about and say, hey, look, I know that there's times, things that I can't sell. I may not be good in front of a group of people, but you really could be. I know a lot of professional speakers that in their day-to-day life, like walking around town, they're pure introverts. But you put them in a room where it's time to go sell something, they become the best extroverts. Now, the downfall of that is, if you put me in that situation, which, that's where I would be, I'm completely exhausted. I lose all of my energy. I want to go home and I want to take a nap. So I did a bunch of training yesterday. I trained for 5 hours yesterday, and everybody wanted to talk to me when I was done. I'm like, I just talked for 5 hours. I just trained for 5 hours. I just want to sit down. Leave me alone. But an extrovert would be like all fired up and have a whole bunch of energy, like, let's go, let's party, let's keep talking, okay? So that's a test. I heard John Carlton talk about this, that the best way to know is like, if you go to a party and you talk to a bunch of people, are you energized up or are you exhausted when you leave? And if you're exhausted when you leave, it could be that you're an introvert. If you're all energized up and all pumped up and ready to go, could be a sign that you're an extrovert, all right? So introverts could do very well at sales because they get to look around and they get to listen and they get to see. Extroverts do have a negative side where, because they talk so much, they're not very good at listening. It's a possibility. Doesn't mean it's true, right? Doesn't mean it's true for 100% of people, but it's a possibility. So there you go. Do introverts make good salespeople? Absolutely. They just have to take some time and effort and look at it a little bit differently, okay? Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, somewhere in here. There's a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last of all, you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, why not even LinkedIn. Scott Sylavn Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.